Leclerc claimed a surprise second straight F1 pole position at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix as the Ferrari driver outshone title rivals Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen in a frenetic qualifying that was filled with crashes. A gripping technically an hour and a half long session on the Baku street saw a record equalling 4 red flags after drivers' chance, the last of which was the ceiling pole for Leclerc, who had a soaring pace with his first lap in Q3 head of the field. "I did not expect to be as competitive as we were today," said Leclerc, who was also on for pole only for his end of qualifying crash, as I had many chances of defending it. Lewis Hamilton was second behind Leclerc at the time of Yuki Tsunoda's crash to the barriers as the world champion managed to find form in a Mercedes struggling right through Azerbaijan's practice sessions. Leclerc 1:41.218 was aided by a toe on the long straight finish and was 0.2 seconds faster than Hamilton. That is such a momentum result for us because we could have been struggling like you couldn't believe it all weekend and missed Hamilton. It's been the biggest challenge of a long time and it's been a bit of a disaster. A frustrated Verstappen was 10th slower than Hamilton in third as Red Bull failed to level on their promise, with the championship leading Dutchman failing on consecutive Saturdays that red flags denied in pole. Gasly claimed a career best fourth on the grid for AlphaTauri ahead of Ferrari's Carlos Sainz, who crashed himself just as Tsunoda as he encountered the rookie driver-stricken car at turn 3. Lando Norris out-qualified 6th, although has been handed a 3-place grid penalty for a red flag infringement, with the informed McLaren youngster having stayed out on the track instead of going straight into the pit lane. He therefore drops the ninth on the grid, pushing Red Bull Sergio Perez, Fernando Alonso and Yuki Tsunoda up a place. Valtteri Bottas, who like Perez is out of position considering the speed of his car, will start 10th in the Mercedes. It was Alonso's best qualifying since returning to the sport for Alpine, out-qualifying Ocon for the first time in 5 races. Vettel was in 11th for Aston Martin. Baku's shootout was halted 4 times due to crashes, which both wrecked cars and many laps for rival drivers. Lance Stroll was the first to crash at turn 15 right at the start of Q1. Soon after qualifying resumed, it was stopped again as Antonio Giovinazzi found the same barriers at turn 15 in the Alfa Romeo. In tricky windy conditions, Daniel Ricciardo was the next driver to bring out the red flags on his last flying lap in Q2 as he shunted into the wall at turn 3. It wasn't ideal for Ricciardo, who was desperately looking for form, nor the drives on quick laps in Q3 such as looking to get into Q3 such as Vettel and Esteban Ocon. Then it was the turn of Yuki Tsunoda and Carlos Sainz at the end of Q3 as they were all looking to improve on their lap times, and it kind of did cost lots of drivers there such as Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez, who were out of positions after the first run, and even Max Verstappen, you could say. The first qualifying session in Azerbaijan in 2 years was filled with crashes and surprises, not just because Leclerc led Ferrari to back-to-back poles, having been without a pole since 2019 before Monaco, but also because Hamilton managed to wrestle Mercedes back ahead of Red Bull. Through Friday and Saturday practices, it looked like Mercedes could well be Q2 casualties, let alone pole contenders, with Red Bull seemingly comfortable, but a late setup switch on Hamilton's car did the trick, with the Englishman quick throughout the shootout. Hamilton used a low downforce rear wing that helped straight line speed, a different setup to teammate Valtteri Bottas, who struggled. "We kept our composure," said the 7-time world champion. "We've continued to have difficult discussions in the background and challenging one another and just never taking no for an answer. We moved around so many changes over the 2 stages, just chasing our tail, and it's been so difficult. But the work overnight and particularly between the sessions was amazing from the team. I'm really proud of everyone for keeping positive. To be up at the start so close to the front is great." Hamilton will therefore start Sunday's race just ahead of Verstappen, who trails by 4 points in 2021 title standings. Verstappen, who returned to the track in qualifying, followed a crash at the end of P3, appeared to hit form towards the end of the shootout and was understandably angry after the red flag, but his teammates' lack of pace was more confusing, with Perez having to look to be a close match to Verstappen heading into qualifying before finishing 3/10 off in 7th. Red Bull's Christian Horner insists Red Bull are still in good shape for the race. An intriguing drivers battle then awaits for the top 3 teams and a whole number of other drivers. Before I go, here is the final classification. Charles Leclerc, of course, on pole. Just a mega job from him, and hopefully he can actually start there this time. Hamilton in second. Also, he's my driver of qualifying. From where Mercedes were, a remarkable effort. Max Verstappen will be disappointed, I think, judging how good Red Bull looked, and Hamilton starting above him. Gasly, an incredible job from him. That AlphaTauri suddenly came on loads in P3. Sainz, I think 5th is a good place, but he'll still be disappointed. Lando, of course, dropping down 3 places. He probably wanted a lot more than 9th. But Perez and Bottas, well, I think they'll both be disappointed as well. I think they could have done more. But as for Yuki Tsunoda and Alonso, just such positive signs for them, and hopefully this is the start of something. Vettel and Ocon, they'll be really disappointed. I thought they could have got through. But Ricciardo in 13th, at P1 it did look like he was starting to get some pace, but in the end it just hasn't worked out. Raikkonen and Russell, it's kind of the best we could have expected them to do, really. Latifi, Mazepin and Schumacher, your usual casualties in Q1, and Giovinazzi and Stroll will have a lot of ground to make up in the race tomorrow to get back up the field. Anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, let me know your thoughts and comments down below, to follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily F1 news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.